Before we start, if this moves you, please subscribe and leave a like. Every bit helps. Support links in the comments. From the bottom of my heart, thank you.
I started counting the hours the moment you walked in. You dropped your bag right there beside the stairs, the same way that you did at 17. And for a moment I forgot the years between us. You were just my kid, and I was just your mom in the kitchen. We talked till midnight the way we used to. You laughed at something and it lit the room entire. And I thought, don't say it, don't you dare say it. Don't let them see how much you wish time was slower. I know you have a life I helped you build. I know the road back home is yours to keep. But the house gets so enormous when you leave it, and Sunday comes too fast and runs too deep. Stay a little longer, just one more cup, one more long goodbye. Stay a little longer, let me have you in my kitchen one more night. I know you can, I know the world is waiting. I know this is exactly how it's supposed to go. But stay a little longer, just a little longer before you go. Your sister called while you were in the shower. I listened to you talk from down the hall. The way you are with her, the easy shorthand, still makes me proud in ways I can't recall how to say out loud. I set your old room up the way you like it, extra blanket, window cracked an inch. These are the things I cannot say directly, so I say them in the small things. Hope you get the hint. I'm not the kind of woman who holds on too tightly. I raised you to be gone, and I meant every bit. But meaning something in the feeling of it are two entirely different things to sit with. Stay a little longer, just one more cup, one more long goodbye. Stay a little longer, let me have you in my kitchen one more night. I know you can, I know the world is waiting. I know this is exactly how it's supposed to go. But stay a little longer, just a little longer before you go. There's a photograph on the refrigerator. You're 7 and you're missing your front teeth. You had no idea how fast it all was moving, and honestly, my darling, neither did I. I blinked and you were borrowing my jacket. I blinked and you were loading up a car, and I would not undo a single minute. I just didn't know a heart could stretch this far. Stay a little longer, not for me, just let the moment breathe. Stay a little longer, there's no emergency in leaving. I know you can, I watched your taillights disappear at the corner. Stood out on the porch, a minute past the cold. Then I went inside and left your mug right where you left it. Some things you don't put away, some things you just let hold. I stopped asking where it's all going and started watching how beautiful the going is. I used to stand at every bend and worry what was waiting just beyond my sight. I spent so many years leaning into the future. I nearly missed the river in the light, but something in me settled in the turning, the way a long life teaches you to breathe. And I looked around at everything I'm standing in and thought, so this is what they meant by peace. I'm not done, not even close to done. There are mornings I haven't met and roads I haven't walked, but I carry something now I didn't used to, a quiet underneath the wanting and the talk. Where the river bends, the water doesn't fight the turning. Where the river bends, it just finds the way worth learning. I have lived enough to know the current, I have loved enough to trust the flow. Where the river bends is exactly where I was always meant to go. I think about the women who came before me, the ones who held their ground and held their tongue, who made a life out of the unremarkable and common, and left behind a warmth that still goes on. I wanna be that kind of quiet legacy, the one who made the kitchen feel like grace, who showed up and kept showing up and meant it, and left some light in every borrowed place. I don't need the grand conclusion anymore. I don't need the story tied and lifted to the sky. I just need the ones I love around the table, and enough of the day left to say goodbye. Where the river bends, the water doesn't fight the turning. Where the river bends, it just finds the way worth learning. I have lived enough to know the current, I have loved enough to trust the flow. Where the river bends is exactly where I was always meant to go. There are things I thought would break me that just changed me. There are losses I would be alive. I wanna live the rest of it wide open. No more armor, no more apology, no more small. Just a woman and the river and the bending and the willingness to give it all. Where the river bends, I'm not afraid of what I cannot see. Where the river bends, there's still so much of life ahead for me. I have lived enough to know the current. I have loved enough to trust the flow. Where the river bends is the most beautiful place I've ever known. I sat down by the water as the light was leaving. Let the current take whatever I had left to lose. And I thought, every bend has brought me to this moment, and every moment brought me back to you.
Somebody said the best years were behind me, like they had a map of mine and knew the way. I smiled and poured myself another coffee and watched the light come through the glass and stayed. I've buried enough dreams to know which ones deserved it, and carried enough weight to know when it's time to put it down. And everything I've lost has made more room for what is coming. I'm not finished, not even close, not now. There's enough light left to find what I've been looking for, enough road left to get somewhere I've never been before, enough heart left to love like I mean every word. There's enough light left, and I intend to use it all, every last beautiful drop. Friend turned 60 out in Santa Barbara. We danced until the restaurant asked us all to leave. And driving home, we laughed until our faces hurt remembering, and agreed the best revenge on time is living shamelessly. Buried enough dreams to know which ones deserved it, and carried enough weight to know when it's time to put it down. And everything I've lost has made more room for what is coming. I'm not finished, not even close, not now. There's enough light left to find what I've been looking for, enough road left to get somewhere I've never been before, enough heart left to love like I mean every word. There's enough light left, and I intend to use it all, every last beautiful drop. Let them have their timelines and the clouds. getting started. I was just getting brave. There's enough light left to write the chapter no one's read, yet enough voice left to finally sing the thing I always meant to say. Enough me left, more me than there has ever been. There's enough light left, and I'm walking straight into it with everything I am. The sun doesn't apologize for how long it decides to stay, and neither will I. I don't go to church, but I know something holy when I feel it. I don't go to church, but I know something holy when I feel it. The kettle on the stove, the rain beginning soft outside, the way the light comes through the window, like it means it, like it chose this room this morning, this unhurried life. Maybe grace was never in the grand and the dramatic. Maybe it was always here in ordinary and in slow. This is my slow morning religion. Coffee rain in the quiet I believe in. No sermon, no steeple, no creed, just the sacred and the simple, just the ritual of breathing, just the cathedral of a kitchen and a window and a cup. This is enough. This has always been enough. There's a candle on the counter that I light without a reason, just the habit of a woman who needs something small and warm. I've let go of the answers I was always chasing younger. Now I find my peace before the rest of the world is born. Call it age, call it wisdom, call it finally arriving at the altar of the life I almost missed while I was running. This is my slow morning religion. Coffee rain and a quiet I believe in. No sermon, no steeple, no creed, just the sacred and the simple, just the ritual of breathing, just the cathedral of a kitchen and a window and a cup. This is enough. This has always been enough. I used to pray for more time, more certainty, more answers to the questions. Now I pray for this: the smell of coffee, the sound of rain, the mercy of a morning without agenda. God, If you're in anything, you're in this. This is my slow morning religion. Deeper now, quieter, and I believe it. No doctrine, no dogma, no rush. Just the light through the curtain, just the warmth in the cup, just a woman in her kitchen who finally woke up and called it holy and called it enough and meant it. Amen doesn't always sound like a word. Sometimes it sounds like rain. Used to think the life I wanted was somewhere I hadn't arrived at yet. I used to think the life I wanted was somewhere I hadn't arrived at yet. Always one more chapter, one more door, one more place to be. Tonight the rain is coming down hard on everything I've planted, and I can see the smoke from our chimney rising wild and free. There's a warmth that only comes from having built something that lasts, from choosing the same life over and over, through the hard and the beautiful. Somewhere a fire's burning, and it's mine. Every coal I've carried, every night I've kept it alive. Through the cold and the doubt, through the years of almost gone. Somewhere a fire's burning, in a home I built with love, and it's mine. Lord, it's mine, and it's still burning. My kids have got their own fires and their own houses now, and some nights that still catches me somewhere deep and low. But I raised them to go out and meet the world without me, and the ache of that is just the proof of how much love can grow. What I thought was lost was just a shape that love takes when it's working, when the thing you built is strong enough to stand without your hands. Somewhere a fire's burning, and it's mine. Every coal I've carried, every night I've kept it alive. Through the cold and the doubt, through the years of almost gone. Somewhere a fire's burning, in a home I built with love, and it's mine. Lord, it's mine, and it's still burning. I have walked through enough dark rooms to know what it means to find the light. I have been lost enough to understand what it means to choose to stay and fight. Not the fighting of the young and the reckless, but the quiet daily fighting of a woman who decides that this life, these hands, this rain, this fire, this love is worth every single scar and every mile of the road that brought me here to this window, to this night, to this burning, somewhere a fire's burning, and it's mine. Every year I've carried, every choice that kept it alive. I am standing in the rain now, with my face turned to the glass, watching smoke rise from the chimney of a life built to last. And it's mine, God, it's mine. Every beautiful and broken heart and holy, rain-soaked heart, one glorious, ordinary, sacred piece of it is mine. And it's still burning, still burning, still burning. Out in the rain, looking in at the light. This is what I worked for, this is what I chose, this is mine.
I found the notebook in the back of the closet, and every page was still waiting for me. There was a girl who used to paint on Sunday mornings, before the world decided what her time was worth. She'd lose herself for hours in the color before she learned to feel guilty for that kind of joy. I packed her up somewhere around my 30s, when the practical and urgent filled the space, and I told myself I'd come back for her later. Later has a way of showing you its face. I'm not angry at the life I chose, most of it I choose again without a pause. But there are rooms inside a woman that go dark when nobody opens up the doors. Everything I left behind was quietly waiting in the corner of the house. Everything I left behind never made a sound, never wore itself out. I thought that I had lost those parts of me for good, traded off for something steadier and true. But everything I left behind was just saving itself up for me to come back to. I signed up for the class on a Wednesday afternoon, half embarrassed, half on fire with something old. Walked in and smelled the paint and heard the brushes, and something in my chest just came in from the cold. The woman next to me was 67, said I used to do this 40 years ago. We laughed at ourselves the way you do when crying might be too close, and laughing lets you go. Nobody took those parts of me on purpose, and nobody could give them back with me. The hardest step was just believing that wanting something for yourself is not a selfish thing. Everything I left behind was quietly waiting in the corner of the house. Everything I left behind never made a sound, never wore itself out. I thought that I had lost those parts of me for good, traded off for something steadier and true. But everything I left behind was just saving itself up for me to come back to. There's a voice I stopped using in conversations when I learned that rooms went smoother when I didn't. There's an appetite for solitude and wonder that I hushed because the schedule wouldn't fit it. I'm done apologizing for the woman who needs to sit with beauty and be still, who writes things down and reads until it's midnight, who has not yet used up all her will. Everything I left behind, I'm picking up again with different hands. Everything I left behind, I understand it now in ways I couldn't then. I'm not the girl who set those pieces down. She was doing what she had to, she was fine. But everything I left behind is exactly how I know this life is still mine. I painted something small last Sunday morning, nothing anyone would hang or call a thing. But I stood there in the light with color on my fingers and remembered what it felt like to be everything. My hands were doing the thing before my mind could find the words for it. I rolled the dough the way she showed me, right wrist first, then lean into the heel. I didn't think about it, didn't have to. Some things live below what you can feel. Drive to the old neighborhood at dusk, my hands found every turn before my eyes. There's a kind of memory that skips the mind entirely and settles somewhere deeper to survive. I used to chase the new like it meant something, kept moving like the stillness was a threat. But my body knew the whole time what I needed, the places and the rituals I hadn't lost yet. These hands know the way when the rest of me is lost and second guessing. These hands know the way down every road that ever did was always closer than it appeared. The garden in the corner by the fence, my fingers in the soil before I thought to kneel. The way I reach for you across the dark, without waking, without asking, without will. There's something in the repetition of a life, the 10,000 times of ordinary grace that writes itself into the muscle and the marrow, until your hands could find it any place. I stopped apologizing for the slow things, the bread, the letters written out by hand. There's a kind of knowing only stillness gives you, something urgent living never helps you understand. These hands know the way when the rest of me is lost and second guessing. These hands know the way down every road that ever did the blessing. I've spent so many years inside my head, but my hands were always wiser than I feared. These hands know the way back home, and home was always closer than it appeared. There are things I cannot name that I still carry in the bend of every finger, every scar. The way I smooth a sleeve or hold a coffee cup, or reach up for the radio in the car. I am the sum of every hand that taught me, every table set, every door held open wide. And when I lay these hands down at the ending, I'll know they led me, truly led me right. These hands know the way, not perfect but so faithful through the years. These hands know the way through all the grief, the grace, the shifts in gear. I've spent so many years inside my head, but my hands were always steadier than my doubt. These hands know the way back home, and that's what all of this was ever about. I pressed my palm flat against the old screen door, felt the warmth the afternoon had left behind. Some things don't need to be remembered, because they never really left your hands on mine.
I never asked for much, just someone who'd still be there when the road ran out. You found me somewhere between lost and looking, with a car that stalled and a map I couldn't read. You didn't make a big thing of it, just said move over, honey, leave the rest That was 30 years ago, on a Tuesday, somewhere outside of Bakersfield in the rain. And I thought about that moment more than I can count. How a simple thing like that can change everything. I've been strong when I had to be. I've been wrong more than I'd like to say. But every time I found the bottom, you already knew the way. Drive me home through the dark and the detours and the doubt. Drive me home when I've run every last direction out. I've been the woman who could handle it alone, but even she needs someone at the wheel sometimes. Baby, drive me home. We've had our seasons, none of them were easy. There were winters I was sure we wouldn't make the spring. But you've got a kind of patience I don't fully understand. Like you always knew what we were worth the weathering. I see us now in the rear view sometimes, young and stubborn, running toward the noise. And I want to tell a girl, just hold on. You're gonna love the quiet that he brings. I know every line of your profile in the dark. I know your hands on the wheel without looking down. And after all these miles together, you're still the best thing I've ever found. Drive me home through the dark and the detours and the doubt. Drive me home when I've run every last direction out. I've been the woman who could handle it alone, but even she needs someone at the wheel sometimes. Baby, drive me home. We don't need the radio anymore. We've got our own kind of silence now, the kind that doesn't ask for filling, the kind you only learn you can't be shown. And when the long road finally straightens and the last good light is almost gone, I want your hand right there beside me. I want to know that I am not alone. Drive me home, not just tonight, but all the nights to come. Drive me home like you've always, always done. I've been the woman who could handle it alone, but the best thing that I ever did, my love, was let you drive me home. The headlights cut through the November dark. The heater hums its old familiar song. Anywhere becomes the right place when you're the one who's bringing me along.
There's a ring on the wood where your mug always goes, and I never sanded it away. The chairs don't match, they never did. We picked them up from different lives. One from your mother's back porch in June, one from a yard sale, summer of '95. The window still sticks in the humid months. The radiator still ticks at night, and the light comes in at the same tired angle, turning everything ordinary into something right. We've had our heart talks right here, said the things that needed saying. This table held all of it and never stopped being a place worth staying. Same old kitchen table, same chipped edge, same worn grain. Same old kitchen table where we kept coming back again. Some people look for something grander, but honey, this is where I found my life, right here at the same old kitchen table, with the same good people by my side. Your laugh still sounds the same when something catches you off guard. We've cried here more than once, I won't pretend otherwise. But we've also sat till midnight over nothing much at all. And those are the hours I'd give anything to find. I've been to rooms with candlelight and crystal borrowed grace, fancy tables set for people who had nothing much to say. But I never felt as rich as when this table's full of us, and nobody's in a hurry, and nobody's going away. We've watched the seasons through that window, watched the children leave and sometimes come back home. And something about sitting where we've always sat makes me feel like I was never really alone. Same old kitchen table, same chipped edge, same worn grain. Same old kitchen table where we kept coming back again. Some people look for something grander, but honey, this is where I found my life, right here at the same old kitchen table, with the same good people by my side. I used to think the big moments made a life, the weddings and the funerals and the news. But it's the Tuesday afternoons with coffee going cold, and someone's saying nothing while you're tying up your shoes. That's where love actually lives, not in the grand and the remembered, but in the quietly repeated, in the unremarkable November. Same old kitchen table, a little more warm than before. Same old kitchen table, still worth coming home for. Some people look for something grander, but honey, this is where I found my life, right here at the same old kitchen table, where everything that matters feels right. I'll leave the light on and the coffee warm. Pull your chair out like I always do. There's nothing in this world I'd trade for the same old everything with you.
Drove the old road in the dark, didn't tell a soul I was coming back. The maple's still leaning toward the yard, the gravel still talks under the tires. I counted every mile like a rosary. 40 years of detours, dead ends and desires. There's something in my chest knew the turns before my headlights touched the lane. I thought I'd burn the bridge to this place. Turns out I only changed my name. I told myself I'd move beyond what was left to find here anyway. But the closer that I got, the less I had to say. The light was still on, like you always knew I'd come around. The light was still on every time its ground. The light was still on. Your voice was the same on the phone last fall when I said I'm fine, and you looked right through the line. There's a kind of knowing only decades give, a grace you stopped deserving and just finally received. I've carried so much that I left behind, wore my leaving like it made me strong. But the hardest thing about being gone so long is admitting that you knew where you belonged. I thought I'd outgrown what was here. I thought letting go made me free. But some doors stay open because someone kept believing in me. The light was still on, like you always knew I'd come around. The light was still on every time I needed to be found. Some things don't ask for a reason. Some love just holds its ground. The light was still on. I've been so many women in so many different towns. I've been brave and I've been reckless. I've been silent, I've been loud. But there's one place on this earth that never asked me to explain, and I swear I felt it calling from 100 miles away in the rain. The light was still on, softer now, like a whispered prayer. The light was still on. I could feel it through the cold November air. Some things don't ask for a reason. Some love is always there. The light was still on. I left my suitcase on the step, and I just stood there in the glow. Some lights are lit by a love so deep, even the dark knows where to go.